boys and girls, I have a couple of great Jesus stories that I want to tell you today that I know you will love and want to hear because they are so special. I'm going to tell them to you.
They don't want to listen to you.
Did you hear something?
I said they don't want to listen to you.
What are you talking about? Of course they want to hear me.
Why would they want to listen to you? You're old. You're boring.
I'm sorry. I wasn't. This wasn't what I had in mind. I think you're hearing that little voice inside my head that tells me sometimes that I'm no
Pastor
good.
Jeff.
Does this ever happen to
You're
you?
the only one. You're such a loser.
I'm sorry. Maybe I should just bring this whole thing to a close.
Bingo. Just go crawl under a rock somewhere.
Is that what you want me to do?
Of course that's what they want.
Really, I need your help. What do you think I should do?
Remember Jesus.
Did somebody say remember Jesus?
Yes, remember Jesus.
Jesus, right. The Jesus stories I was going to tell you about. Yes, that's what I'll do. Okay, so one time there was this man who was paralyzed. He couldn't walk. You know, I don't think he felt like he deserved to walk. He thought he was a bad person. But he had 4 friends who loved him, and they carried him on a stretcher to Jesus, even going so far as to tear a hole in the roof of the house where he was teaching so they could lower his stretcher down to Jesus. And Jesus said to him, "Son, your sins are forgiven." That's right. And then Jesus said, "Stand up, take up your stretcher and walk."
Take up your stretcher and walk.
And it silenced the voice inside his head and told him he didn't deserve to be alive. Another time there was this woman who had a very loud voice in her head that told her she was no good, that no one could ever love her. The voice was really loud because a whole lot of people had told her that she was unlovable. She heard about Jesus, and something inside of her said, I've got to, whatever it takes, I got to get to Jesus.
Whatever it takes, I must get to Jesus.
Jesus was at a dinner party hosted by a lot of the people who didn't think she was lovable. And she crashed that party. She went, even though nobody invited her, because she knew Jesus wanted her there. And she fell at his feet crying and hugging him. Jesus didn't tell the woman to get away from him. He just loved the woman, even though the people at the dinner party were judging him for letting the woman touch him. He said to her, "My daughter, your sins are forgiven." And he also said, "Your faith has saved you. Go in peace."
Go in peace.
So, whenever we hear that voice that tells us we're no good and no one likes us, we should remember what Jesus said. As I have loved you, so you should love one another. Who also said, let your light shine before others. So let's not hide our light under a rock. What do you say? Let's stand up straight and tall and look people straight in the eyes, because God really does love us. We deserve to be here. We should let our light shine, because God's love is that big, that wide, for everyone, every single person. And that's why at the end of our time with the children, we always say, there's always room in the circle. And there's little Michael.